Hello, I'm Jacqueline Stewart here at the University of Chicago. Thanks for joining me for this week's Silent Sunday Night feature. The star of our film tonight was a regular on the vaudeville stage by age 4 and became one of the highest paid stars in Hollywood before he was 10. I'm speaking of Jackie Coogan, who was just 10 years old when this movie was released. From 1925, it's The Rag Man. Coogan plays a young orphan who runs away and strikes up a friendship with a kind junk dealer played by Max Davidson. Their friendship soon turns into a solid business partnership. Orphan roles have always been plentiful in Hollywood. They were quite prevalent during the silent era, and Coogan had some experience with them. Charlie Chaplin discovered Coogan through Coogan's stage performances. After appearing in Chaplin's 1919 short A Day's Pleasure, Coogan was cast in Chaplin's first full-length feature film, The Kid, from 1921. Coogan played the title role of a sad-eyed yet streetwise young orphan whose resourceful ways are helpful to his new guardian. That role is widely considered the best of Coogan's career. The following year, Coogan once again played a title role as one of the most famous orphans in literary history. That was in the 1922 film version of Charles Dickens' classic Oliver Twist. The Ragman was released 3 years later, and as a sign of just how popular Jackie Coogan was at the time, you'll see his name listed above the title. Interestingly, you'll also see his father's name listed in the opening credits sequence. It reads, "Made under the personal supervision of Jack Coogan Sr." As with many child actors, the junior Coogan had a complicated relationship with his family. We'll talk more about that after the movie. From Metro-Goldwyn in 1925, here is The Ragman. Jackie Coogan was 10 years old when The Ragman hit theaters in 1925. At that point, he was a big star and had already amassed a fortune, all of which was put into a trust for him, minus a tiny weekly salary. Once Coogan hit puberty, the role started drying up, and he more or less retired while in his teens. Then in 1935, just as he was old enough to draw on his lifetime of earnings, his father was killed in a car accident. His mom remarried and refused to give Coogan his money. He took her to court and did win, but by that point, most of his fortune had been spent. One significant positive to come out of it is the eventual passage of the California Child Actors Bill, nicknamed the Coogan Act. After that, courts were in charge of the trust funds of young actors to prevent this kind of abuse. Jackie Coogan had many trials and tribulations in his life, but he later had an extremely successful second act on television. His most famous TV role was Uncle Fester in the popular 1960s series, The Addams Family. Up next, it's time for TCM Imports, hosted by my friend Alicia Malone. I'm Jacqueline Stewart. Thanks for watching.
Next on TCM, fires on the plain, then pigs and battleships, and later, devotion. You've got TCM hook, line, and sinker tonight.